and welcome back to the Summoner's Guide to Final Fantasy XIV. Today we're going to play the first of the story dungeons in Shadowbringers, Holminster Switch. As you can see, this dungeon really mainly takes place outside. I am playing this at level, or it unlocks at level 71. I'm playing it at level 72. So you're going to get to see all of the lovely level 7, well, the one lovely level 72 ability that is added to the Summoner rotation. If you want to see the rest of the changes that were made to Summoner, make sure to watch my interlude video that I recently posted. And we'll get to the 72 ability when it becomes relevant. Now note that these dungeons, especially when you're playing through with the story for the first time, can be played with trusts, that is, NPC AI characters that are actually very good AI, and it's actually a really good way to learn these dungeons, especially if you're looking at a long queue time. I'm actually playing this one with a live party. I like to play with a live party because they go quicker. But if you're looking at a particularly long queue time, a trust can be a good way to run through it. Alright. So, pursuant to my new abilities, I've gone straight into Reborn Trance, and I'm bouncing my instant cast abilities with my Eggy Assault abilities to get my all that damage in, as well as through and 3 procs. Now, at level 72, only one run of Reborn Trance is necessary to get into the Bahamut summon. I'm going to take the opportunity during my Bahamut summon to burn down my through and 4 procs that I've gotten with my Eggy Assault abilities. It's generally not as reliable to do these big pulls when running with a trust, which is the main reason why running with a live party tends to be a little quicker. The trusts are very good at clearing the dungeon. If you wipe in a trust, it's your own fault. The AI is actually really good, but you're not really intended to do big pulls with them. Now, as you can see, I just used a new ability. After you use your Bahamut summon, your Reborn Trance becomes Firebird Trance. Firebird Trance acts just like Reborn Trance, with a couple of notable exceptions. While in Firebird Trance, your Ruin 3 ability turns into, I believe called Fountain of Fire, and your Outburst becomes Brand of Purgatory. And every Fountain of Fire cast will proc a Brand of Purgatory cast, so you're always going to be comboing those two abilities. Fountain of Flame is a single target attack, Brand of Purgatory is an AoE attack, but it has a higher potency, so you're always going to want to cast them as a combo, even if you're going up against single target. And while you're, they're going to be instant cast due to the effects of the Firebird Trance. So if you have any other abilities you want to weave in, like Eggy Assault abilities, or your Ether Flow stacks you can burn in between your casts, your dynamics will change when you hit level 80, as a new effect is added to Firebird Trance at level 80, but lower than level 80, you're going to want to weave in everything you have in between abilities, including your Reborn Trance. Now, I'm going to do something I should have done to begin with, and summon Ifrit. Alright. Those 4 balls, as you can see, cast in a Bomberman-style fashion. So there'll be basically a corner that's safe. Then they'll shoot diagonally, and just obviously stay out of the AoEs. So again, only one Dreadworm Trance is necessary to get to summon Bahamut. So you'll want to summon Bahamut pretty much immediately after you're done with Dreadworm Trance. Alright, I think the safe zone for me is going to be over here. Yep. Now, she'll go one direction. You'll just wait for that to resolve if it goes in your direction, and then get to the safe zone. Alright, now I'm waiting for Firebird Trance to become available. Alright, Firebird Trance. Now, I'm immediately going to start casting. And in between my abilities, alright, as soon as this one resolves, we're going to get a new set. So, again, this boss really isn't terribly difficult. There's just a lot of dodging. So just make sure you're not where the AoEs are. Remembering to do everything that you're doing, especially while you're trying to talk during all your rotations, can be interesting. But just know you're always going to have a lot to do as a summoner in Shadowbringers. This dungeon drops Iron 390 gear if you already have gear from the highest tier tomes from Stormblood. You probably already have at least as good a gear, if not better, because you may have upgraded them to I-400 gear. You'll get 390 gear from this dungeon. You'll get I-400 gear from the level 73 dungeon, which probably won't be better than what you already have. Oh. One thing you should always remember to do, that I don't always remember to do, is summon swap. Now I'm in AoE, so I'm going to use Garuda. Now I'm going to start burning through my Ruin 4 stacks while Bahamut is out, then recast Kindle. This is almost done. Okay, we're going to make a bigger pull. That's great. This is actually a wonderful time to be using Firebird Trance. So yeah, Fountain of Flame, Brand of Purgatory, just keep comboing those. Save my ether stacks. This is almost done. And Outburst actually is a pretty decent AoE attack, so you'll find yourself using that as a go-to when you're not doing any other AoE abilities. Switching back to Ifrit. Alright, this boss has a few more tricky... Oh shoot, I wasted the energy drain. This boss has a few more tricky abilities. But again, nothing too terrible. This is the first dungeon of the expansion after all. Alright, so spread out when these 4 markers appear. Tesline's gonna run and hit everybody in order. You just want to make sure you're not cleaving anybody in her path. I like to stay relatively near the middle when this happens. When Exorcise appears, get there. As soon as it resolves, move out of the way, because there's going to be an AoE effect. Alright, get out into the little square pattern there. Just so you're not cleaving. Refresh your dots, because that's something you should always be doing. And at this point, you've seen pretty much everything she's going to do. It's just a matter of rinse and repeat for the remainder of this particular battle. Get back toward the middle, because I have a feeling she's going to do that. Yep. As soon as she drops, get out of the way. Alright. Spread out so that she doesn't hit anybody more than once. So really the only 2 things you're going to have to worry about as a summoner are the stack AoE and the spread marks. So just, stack when you get the one, spread when you get the other, and you should be absolutely fine in this boss fight. If you want a little more complicated battle, join me in the last battle of this particular dungeon. Alright, switching back to Garuda. Alright, this, by necessity, is going to be a fairly long set of trash pulls. Because as far as I'm aware, each one of these groups of enemies will not actually hatch out of their cocoons until the previous group is defeated. Meaning, we're going to be at this a while. Alright, I'm going to save Bahamut for the next group. I will go ahead and refresh my dots. Alright, so first group goes down, second group spawns. forget that. Now, there's something I did on my main with my hotbars, so that I would always know when those abilities are available. I haven't done that with Violet yet. Before my next video, you may see me do that. It's just a little visual aid to help me find out when my trance abilities and my kindle abilities are active. Speaking of trance abilities being active, now both Reborn trance and Firebird trance operate on a 1-minute cooldown. And so whenever you're out of that trance, you're now starting to work on your next one. But of course, the time that you're spent in trance count towards that minute. So really, you have about 40 seconds after the trance ends before you can cast a new one. Except, I don't know. Now, I probably will end up using the Reborn, because that's almost cooled down. Sufficient. I'm going to keep everything else up. I'm going to switch back to Ifrit because we are ready for boss. There's going to be one more treasure coffer on the way up. For the sake of my party, I'm going to skip this cutscene. Alright, Philia. Alright, a lot of things to worry about with this particular boss, so here we go. Scavenger's Daughters are room wide. Nothing you can do about that. Now, because I waited to use Reborn, my Firebird trance is already ready. Okay, Pendulum. He'll do one hit on the tank, who needs to get as far away from the party as possible, then one hit in the middle. So you'll want to get away from that. When he targets somebody with an iron chain, destroy it. If you're the one targeted, get out of that AoE before Ether Sub finishes casting. And stay out of the blue field until it is finished. Alright, left now. Did I get out of it in time? No, I did not. When he lifts one of his arms and legs, get over to the other side, otherwise that happens, and it's not good. It's stupid, and I always make that mistake. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Alright, for this, everybody needs to get into a line. Hope that the healer heals. Yes, good. Alright, crisis averted. One thing that happens a lot in these early dungeons especially, it's important that the healers especially know that damage output is a lot greater than it has been in Stormblood, so you need to make sure that you're actually doing a lot of healing. Alright, so when he does this, you're just going to need to keep rotating around this axis so you don't get hit by the tail swipe or by the chaining AoEs that occur there. This is the perfect time to have Dreadnought trance up. Alright, line them up. Right now, so get over to the left. They'll probably immediately follow up with left, so get over to the right. Alright, I'm going to get chained, so I'm going to move in close. That'll give me a lot less space that I have to run when my chain finally gets broken. And get out of there.
With the healer, but again, its damage output's a lot greater. You gotta watch out. Fortunately, I'm a summoner and can deal with that. Gonna get nice close. That ought to take care of that. Yay! Refreshing my dots. And I'll drop the I'll drop my AoE Limit Break, because the only other DPS is also AoE. Pendulum, tank gets to one side, everybody else gets to the other. Alright, he's going to do that rotation ability again, but we don't have to worry about it. And there you have it. That's Holminster Switch. Nice, fun little introductory dungeon, nothing too difficult. So now I got a lot of story to get through and a lot of stuff to unlock, and then eventually we'll get to Don Meg, the level 73 dungeon. Until then, have a wonderful day.